Welcome back, everyone, to Westlake Hornets Teambuilder Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14. As today, the Hornets return home to Burmester as they are set to take on the 4-2 Washington State Cougars in a battle of Pac-12 foes. Last year, when these two teams played up in Pullman, Washington, it was a bloodbath. 49-7, a dominant win for Westlake. But Washington State was a pushover last year, only finishing with one win on the year. But they are much improved, going for win number 5 today here in Burmester. This Cougar team is much, much better. And this will not be an easy game for Westlake. And they for sure won't win by 42 like they did last year. And as you can see, Westlake is rocking out in their gray and yellow alternates for the first time this year. Last week they played their rival Utah and got a nice win, 55-24. Let's see if they can keep the win streak coming here back at home. Welcome everybody to the Hornets' Nest here in Burmester, Utah, as the 4-2 Washington State Cougars are set to take on the 5-1, number 10 ranked Westlake Hornets, as Washington State chooses heads for whatever reason. Obviously, tails never fails, and with Westlake winning the coin toss, they will of course elect to defend like always. We all know this Washington State offense loves to air it out. They love to stretch the field. Let's see what they can do here on 3rd down and 10. Ostrander's going to look to throw it. Ostrander under some pressure now, and he will be brought down. Cole Spencer and Ray Johnson are both there. Johnson will get credited with the sack. I assume that will be a half sack. It is 2nd down and 11 here for the Hornets, as it'll be Curtis and Savage, of course, in the backfield. Let's see what this unit can do on their first drive of the game after dropping 55 points a week ago, as Curtis is going to be sacked there. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 22. Very nice play for Washington State defense, as that's Jeremy Adams with the takedown. Now it's 3rd down and 22 here for Westlake. Their offense certainly could use a big play right now, as Curtis will look to throw it. Curtis, he's going to look for Malik Brown. He makes the catch, but only gains 21. That hurts if you're Westlake, and now that'll bring us to an interesting 4th and 1. I assume we're going to see the punt team, but maybe Westlake has a trick up their sleeve. He returns for Washington State offense. For their last drive, they weren't able to score. So let's see what they can do here. 2nd and 4. White gets the handoff, but he's immediately wrapped up for a loss of 3 by Marcus Shelton, the sophomore defensive tackle, bringing us to a 3rd down and 7. 3rd down and 7 here for Washington State after the 3-yard loss, courteous of Marcus Shelton, the Tacoma, Washington native. As here's Ostrander. He is an open man. That's Fontenot with the 1st down, quickly wrapped up by Pino, but still a nice 3rd down conversion for the play right there for Washington State. As now it'll be 1st down, a little bit past the 50, at around the 46, halfway down the first quarter. This game is still scoreless as Sean Briggs with an incredible play, reading the defense like a book, and Bobby White will lose 4. He got to the backfield in a hurry. That'll push Washington State back past the 50. As now it's 2nd and 14. Just an incredible play right there from Sean Briggs, as it'll be a screen. Ostrander gets it to White. White has blocks and a 1st down and more, and he gains 21 before being wrapped up by Sean Briggs once again. Washington State missed a field goal earlier today. It will not be in the video because my controller hates me. This kick is from about 49 yards. The kick is up, and it is right down Main Street, and the Washington Cougars will strike first. They will take a 3-0 lead. Here returns the Westlake offense, and for the 2nd straight week, they will not be the first ones to score. Utah started off the game with a touchdown. Obviously, the Hornets were fine after that. As here's Savage. He loses 3 on the run. Has no run blocking on that play for Westlake. William Fitzpatrick is the one with the tackle. 3rd down and 1 here for Westlake. Can they convert? As it looks like it will be a toss over to Dante Savage. He tries to outrun the defender, and he does! And he outruns everybody else on the Washington State defense, as there he goes off to the races, 66 yards for a score. And the Westlake Hornets will take the lead. It looked like Savage was almost stopped behind in the backfield, but instead, that'll be a touchdown. He had 3 scores a week ago and gets another one here, putting the Westlake Hornets on 2 drives. Washington State's offense only has 3 points to show for it. But I feel that this unit has done a pretty solid job today, as on 2nd down, it'll be a screen pass for White. It worked on the last drive, but it doesn't work here. That's the junior Cole Spencer with the tackle for loss. Down, Washington State has elected to fake the punt. Are you kidding? And it does not work. Steve Harvey is right there to jar the ball loose. So Westlake will get the ball with great field position. So obviously Washington State decided to fake the punt. It didn't work. But I don't dislike the play call. You have to be aggressive and gutsy against a great team like Westlake. And speaking of gutsy, the Hornets are going to fake the field goal. Hadley gets it over to Ray White, who only gains 5. That won't be enough for the first down. So Washington State's fake doesn't work. And then Westlake answers right back with a fake of their own that also doesn't work. And the Cougars get the ball back. Score remains 7-3. Westlake made a bad call by going for the fake field goal. I mean, kicker Volker Gans has struggled so far this year. And I don't think the Hornets can fully trust him yet. As it's second down, here's Justin Ostrander over to Peoples. Peoples breaks a tackle from Patterson, and he's going to get Washington State in the red zone for the first time in this game. Actually the first time either team has been in the red zone today, as we're now at the 4:20 Blaze It mark. 3rd and 8 for Washington State. Ostrander under pressure, and that's Owen. Hits Dick Jackson with the sack. And that'll bring you up a 4th and 15, where we will likely see the field goal unit once again for the Cougars, as Jackson, the redshirt senior, with another big play. Here's the field goal unit. Last drive they made one from 49 yards out. This one is going to be from about 38 or 39 yards. The kick is up, and it is good. That one could have gone in from 59 yards out, for crying out loud. And the Cougars will bring the lead down to just Washington 1. State's defense has played really well in this game. Dante Savage has not been great other than his big run. And Peyton Curtis is only 2 for 5 all day. So credit to this Cougar defense. They've gotten off to quite the start against one of the best offenses in college football. But here's Curtis taking a shot for Nigel Wiggins. 50 yards out. That'll be a touchdown. Curtis took his time, surveyed the field, and credit to Wiggins for making the adjustment to go deep. It works. And the Hornets will extend their lead. Great play from the pair of redshirt juniors, Curtis and Wiggins. And that'll put the Hornets up by 8, assuming they make the kick. Here returns the Cougar offense, coming off a field goal on their previous drive. They are now down by 8 as Ostrander looking to throw it, and he connects on an absolute dart over to Jordan Fontenot for a gain of 20. What a pass. Major credit to Jordan Fontenot for trying to do his best Tyler Lockett impression on that play. Now Wazoo has it at the 20. Here's Ostrander under pressure, and that's going to be a fumble. Ray Johnson forces the ball out. Brian Parker will recover for the Cougars, but still a very nice play from the sophomore defensive end Johnson. And that'll bring us to a 3rd down. Washington State field goal unit returns again. This is the 4th field goal attempt of the half here for Chris Fisher. He's 2 for 3. Make that 3 for 4. That one is almost wide right. He likes his kicks awfully high. As we have ourselves a studio update, USC currently beating the 3-3 Arizona Wildcats 28-14. Look at the stat line for Khalil Corbin. 10 catches, 196 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Remember, Westlake was in that recruiting battle last year, and he has made a gigantic impact as a true freshman for the Trojans, and he has quite the future with that team. And I think he made the right choice. Otherwise, he'd be sitting on the bench getting redshirted right now if he was with the Hornets. Obviously, Westlake is pretty salty. They didn't have a guy like Khalil Corbin on their receiving core down the line, but good on him for picking USC. And he has himself quite the future with the Trojans. As here's Curtis. It's going to be an option. He's going to toss it to Wiggins at the last second. And Wiggins, who had a rush for over 50 yards last week, gets a big gain on the ground here. As that's an incredible play from Curtis. Right as he was being tackled, he sees Wiggins was open. Nobody was near him. And that'll be a big first down for Westlake. A guy like Khalil Corbin when you've got Nigel Wiggins anyway. 2nd and 9 here for the Hornets. Under a minute and a half left to go here in the first half. As Curtis looking for his tight end, Ronald Young, who makes the grab and brings it inside the red zone for a gain of 23. This is Westlake's first time in the red zone today. The Hornets have had 16 plays of offense. Washington State has had 42, including 30 pass plays. As here's Daly on the option. He loses 5. So the option play worked earlier on the drive, but it doesn't work here. Daly has 2 carries for -6 yards. Now it's 4th down and 15 from the 21. I assume Westlake's not going to fake the field goal this time. The kick from Volker Gantz is up, and it is good. And Gantz will make it an 8-point lead here for Westlake with just 37 seconds left in the half. It has 29 seconds left and 3 timeouts left. But did you see that statistic? Washington State has 15 first downs. Westlake has 3 today. That is incredible, as October unable to make the tackle. Owen Jackson's there. Second and 11 after the 1-yard loss on the screen. Washington State did call a timeout. They have 2 remaining, as Justin Ostrander will look to throw it. He's under pressure. He has an open man. That's Jordan Fontenot, who gets by a defender and will gain 26. Wazoo quickly calls for their second timeout. Clock is ticking away. Washington State decided not to use their timeout, so now they're going to have to take a shot for the end zone. Ostrander's pass is picked off by Josh Wilson, the redshirt junior, and that is how the first half will conclude. Westlake leads it 17-9. As bad clock management from Washington State. They should have called the timeout there and then probably have taken the field goal, but instead Wilson is able to get the pick, and the Hornets only up by 8 at the half. Washington State has done a pretty good job, but the Hornets are looking good as they do start the second half off with second down and 2 here for the Hornets. They lead by 8 entering the second half, as on second and 2, Malik Brown in motion. It looks like it's going to be an option, but Curtis is quickly wrapped up before he could toss it. That's Richard Smith with the play, bringing us to a third down and 6. So Washington State was called for a roughing the punter. And unless I'm getting mistaken, I'd think Westlake would get the ball back for a penalty like that, but I guess not. So here's Nick McCray bullying Brenton Scott for a gain of 13. McCray, the talented senior, only with 3 catches. Washington State's offense is looking pretty good so far on this drive. Now it's second and 8. 5-wide set. Ostrander all alone in the backfield. And he will unsurprisingly look to throw it. Ostrander now scrambling. He's actually going to take it himself and gets the first down and more, getting 15. Washington State is back in the red zone. They are 1 for 1 with a field goal, as they have yet to score a touchdown all day. Second and 6. Ostrander. It'll be a screen pass over to White. And he's actually going to lose to John Paul Patterson. The redshirt freshman is right there with the play. And that'll make it a third and 8. Pretty big play here for both sides. One of the most important plays of the game up to this point. Third and 8. Washington State has it at about the 14. It'll be another screen pass, this time for Clark. And it doesn't look like he got it. That's Jimmy Gray who brings him down. And what will Washington State do on 4th and inches? From the 6, the Cougars are going to elect to go for it. No Owen Jackson on the field. That's Justin McGee at linebacker. As Ostrander over to his man Patrick Harrington, who gets the touchdown. And the Cougars are a 2-point conversion away from tying this ball game up. Washington State will obviously go for 2. Can they tie it up here at 17 apiece? With only a 3:11 left to go in the third. Ostrander looking, has an open man. That's Nick McCray. And with 3 minutes and 11 seconds left in the third, we are tied up at 17 here in Burmester. Westlake will be starting their drive off at the 25-yard line. This offense has had one of their worst games of the season up to this point. Let's see how they can rebound throughout the rest of this game, as there's Malik Brown wide open. Brown with the first down and more. He gains 23. Hornets close to midfield. Play right there from the junior Brown as we've hit the 3-minute mark here in the third. All tied up at 17. Curtis will look to throw it here on first down. Under pressure, he's going to be sacked for a loss of 9 yards. As that's Travis Oliver with the play, setting up a second and down at 11 here for Westlake. They're only 1 for 5 on third downs. That only adds up to 20%. As this offense needs a first down, or else they could be in trouble. Curtis has an open man deep. That's Ulrich Ayaluko, Usually that would be Brown's route, but I guess Ayaluko is in the game there. And that'll be a gain of 35 for the redshirt freshman receiver. Second down and goal at the 3. Hornets trying to punch it in and take the lead here, as Peyton Curtis will hand it off over to Dante Savage, and Savage has the end zone, his second touchdown of the day, and the Westlake Hornets will regain the lead with just a minute left to go in the third. State's offense is back. Last drive, they ended up getting a touchdown plus a 2-point conversion, as it'll be a screen pass for Fontenot. And that's John Paul Patterson once again with the play, with an Owen Jackson-like hit. and that'll bring you up a third down. Down and 5 here for Washington State. Under a minute, actually under 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Let's see if Westlake's defense can get a 3 and out, as it'll be a screen for Bobby White. He has blocks, and he steps out of bounds. That is a first down for Washington State, but he could have gotten a lot more there had he stayed. The last play of the third quarter. 2nd and 10 for Washington State. 3 seconds left to go, as the Cougars have it at the 39. Ostrander looking to throw it. Under pressure from Harvey, and he will be sacked. That's not Harvey. That's going to be Octavius October, with the sack. I get Shelton October mixed up quite often, as you can see. That is how the third quarter will end. Westlake Hornets lead it 24-17, as there's a nice Dante Savage jersey, number 9, in the stands. Welcome to the fourth quarter, everybody, as Washington State's going to go for it here on 4th and 8. And I like this call for the Cougars. They need another conversion. They are 1 for 2 today, as Ostrander has all the time in the world. Short pass over to White, and Lewis Kanye is right there as he destroys White, who only gains 3. Westlake gets the ball back. Tick, 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 tick. Westlake is taking as much time off the clock as they can. Only about 2.5 minutes left here is Curtis. That'll be a fumble. Savage picks it up, but that's still a loss of 6, as Curtis tried to toss it over to Savage. However, he was hit, and the ball went loose. But that's a huge play by Savage, getting to the football in time before any of the defenders could. Washington State is down to 1 timeout. 3rd down and 6. Here's Curtis, who's going to look to throw it. Curtis looking up the middle for Brown, who makes a tough catch, and that'll be a gain of 12. And that essentially ends this game up, as huge play from the Hornets. This game is pretty much over, a first down will make that essentially official, as here on 2nd and 13. Handoff over to Patrick Daly. Daly gets the first, bringing it to the 1. And I don't think the Cougars have any chance to come back after that. Here at the 1, Westlake could just kneel it, but this Hornets team likes to put up some extra points just to pad the stats, as there's Dante Savage with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game, and the Hornets, with just 57 seconds left, will make it a 14-point lead. Down and 3 here for Wazoo. Only 31 seconds left here in the half, as Ostrander's going to look to throw it under pressure. Hit as he throws, but he gets it to Clint Brown, who breaks a tackle and will find the end zone. So the Cougars will make this game a little bit closer. It likely won't matter unless they get the onside kick, which I guess is possible. So the Cougars aren't necessarily fully out of it, but they're obviously not in a good position. Westlake might regret letting Savage run in the end zone rather than just taking a pair of kneel downs, but it won't matter. There's Malik Brown, who recovers the onside kick, and that'll do it for the ball. This game will end. Washington State put up a great effort in this one, but it won't be enough. Westlake Hornets get the win by a final score of 31-24. With this win, the Hornets will clinch a bowl game for the 8th straight season, so congratulations to Westlake there. And this game was ugly at times, but they played it well enough to get the win. 2nd straight 3-touchdown day for Savage, and the Hornets improved to 6-1. Cougars go down to 4-3. That'll do it for this edition of Westlake Football. I'm Mr. Octagonal. Have a good one. Peace.